Welcome to Murder at the Round Table. I'm Ipsha, and unfortunately, I was not able to complete my case study for today. So I'm going to host a games episode, and our contestant for tonight is Raph.
Here. Let's go,
Hey,
people.
Raph. How's it going?
It's going good, actually. It's pretty good.
We haven't had a games episode in a while, and last time we did one of these was the last meal episode, which I've been told by a lot, or actually a few of our listeners, that they really liked it. So
Okay.
today's game is similar to the
Uh-huh.
last meal, except we're going to be talking about criminals' hobbies, not their last meal. So, like things that they do on the side, fun things. Like everybody else has fun things.
Oh,
And
yeah.
these hobbies are
Like
not
like cooking people, that kind of thing?
like cooking meals in general or gardening and stuff like that.
Yeah, gardening so that they can bury their bodies. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got you. I got you.
We don't talk about people's hobbies that they do outside of committing crime, but shockingly, criminals do have hobbies. And they often don't relate to crime. So,
Uh-huh.
what I'm going to do, Raf, is I'm going to give you a hobby that someone did. I will also provide you with the information if their hobbies in any way help the police get to the criminal. And you can either tell me if you're like, oh, I know who this is, you can just give me the name, or you can actually get creative and tell me what a person who has these hobbies, what kind of crimes they commit. So, in a way,
Okay.
kind of like create a scenario if you want to.
I will tell you right now that I suck at these games, so I will not give any guesses on people. I will just give guesses on what kind of crimes I think they do. I think
Yeah,
that's more up my alley.
and I know, like, we're, recording this episode 2 days later than we normally do. We usually record on Sundays, but you said you were very tired, and I just needed your creativity in this.
Okay.
All the trigger warnings are listed below.
Mhm.
Please do take a look at them and decide if you want to listen to this episode, if it's a good time to listen to the episode, and please do subscribe. We are getting a lot of new viewers from different parts of the world, which is like really exciting. So if you're from a different part of the world, comment below or message us where you're from. How about
Exactly.
that?
Tell us
Yeah.
how you came across this, how you're listening to this, you
Mm.
know? It is only in English, so, like
Well, on YouTube tells me that a lot of people have subtitles on. So English might not be their
okay,
first language, and they're learning English from us, which is interesting choice.
okay, cool, cool. You know what? I that would make sense. Also,
Hmm.
in that case, yeah, say where you're from, say what your language is, and then, hey,
Yeah.
if the majority of you are speaking Russian, for example, we'll learn Russian. We'll just do our episodes in Russian.
Yeah, Duolingo. All right.
Yeah, alright.
Sponsor us. All right. I initially was planning for 4 people, but I have 3 for today, all of which are men. A lot of the ladies had similar hobbies and they committed the crimes and covered up their crimes in similar ways, so it wasn't really interesting for me to do the research, but I'll go deeper if we do a second episode of this. So all right, are you ready for the first hobby?
I'm ready.
Okay. The hobby is collecting rare historical documents and manuscripts. And did the hobby help the police in any way? The answer is yes.
Okay, so if it's rare manuscripts, that means you have money. You have a lot of money. Okay, so somebody very wealthy, then it's a dude. We already know that. What kind of crime would they commit? Okay, I'm imagining somebody very like self-important, very like Hannibal Lecter, you know, I'm too good for the world kind of thing. And I'm a perfectionist. I'm like reaching for the stars right now, but
Do it.
I'm just gonna
Reach
bear
for
with
the stars, reach for other galaxies,
me.
other
But
dimension.
how this would have helped? Okay, I know how this would have helped. He has a local supplier or something for all this rare manuscript stuff. He commits a crime near where he normally sources his things, and then the cops correlate him being at the place to source the things and then the time of the crime, and he is most likely a serial killer.
Close.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right. So this criminal, are you ready or do you want to add more stuff?
Nope, I'm ready.
Okay. This criminal, his name is Mark Hoffman. He was born December 7th, 1954. He is known as the American counterfeit and um, kind of like scammer for like
Okay.
counterfeiting and false documentation and that kind of stuff. So
Damn, a white collar.
yeah. So he is wealthy, like he's got
Mhm.
millions. He started his career in this by creating fake poetry under famous names such as Emily Dickinson and also created fake like writings from Abraham Lincoln, which earned him again millions of dollars. However, he is most known for his famous forgery, which is called the Salamander Letter. Have you heard of this?
I have not.
This is very interesting. So I'm going to explain exactly what I found.
Mhm.
So this salamander letter starts in the 1830s, and this is started with a man named Joseph Smith who published the Book of Mormon in 1830. The book explains the theology of the Latter-day Saints, and this pretty much contains writings from prophets who lived in the American continent from 220 BC and 421 AD. So, Smith's edition of the Book of Mormon stated that a man named Moroni came to Smith as an angel in 1827 to reveal the location of golden plates with engravings on them. I have no idea what the engravings are, but Smith's job was to translate the engravings to English. However, our guy Hoffman in the Salamander letters wrote something completely different. So Hoffman wrote from the perspective of a made up guy named Martin Harris. So Martin Harris technically wrote to a newspaper publisher, William Phelps. And I don't know if this guy's real or not, but William Phelps is a newspaper publisher, and this letter was written in October 23, 1830.
Yeah.
Are you with me?
Okay, I'm still following you.
Yeah. Hoffman posed as Harris wrote that Harris converted to Mormonism and financially supported the first printing of the Book of Mormon. He claimed that he testified and that he had seen the golden plates that Smith translated. However, it was not the angel who told Smith where the plates were. It was a white salamander that later transformed into an old spirit when Smith got to the said plates. Does that make sense?
So, what kind of spirit is he leaning more like First Nation kinda concept, or what's
Well,
happening?
he's forged this letter completely. Neither does Martin Harris exist. I don't know if William Phelps exists, but he forged this
Oh,
letter.
yeah, so it
So
doesn't even
it's
matter, yeah,
just
okay.
like a magical kind of spirit.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. And if you're wondering why Hoffman did all of that, like why is he like making up something from the Mormon church? Why did he kind of like write this letter that's like a false narrative into Mormonism? So in the 1970s, church historians started looking for and collecting any historical documents and academic writing related to the Latter day Saints. And in 1980, this collection and dealing of this collection really took off. So Hoffman really took this opportunity to make some money. Obviously,
Okay,
he's saying, like, oh, yeah, he's taking a big portion of what is originally written by prophets
yeah.
um, and changing all of that and saying, like, no, that's a lie. It's a salamander. So, yeah. So basically, what ultimately got Hoffman caught was the chemical inconsistencies in the ink and paper material. So,
Mhm,
if Martin Harris was a real person writing in 1830, the ink would be different than the ink Hoffman used to write the letter, I don't know, in the 1970s or 1980s. So that's the inconsistencies they found, and also the inconsistencies in paper material. Same thing.
Okay.
And around the time when investigators started to get sus of Hoffman, Hoffman used two pipe bombs that killed two document collectors. And the third bomb that he used actually went off in Hoffman's own vehicle. And that led to him getting badly injured and physically getting caught by the police.
Okay.
So you weren't wrong. He did do some dealing of weird sorts, and he did
Now,
not a serial killer, but who knows? If he
well,
wasn't caught, he would have killed probably more people.
the first was it the first 2 bombs killed people, didn't they?
Yeah.
So, he was a serial
Yep.
killer and killed more than one person. But I think I overthought this. I didn't realize how, 'cause I think I was expecting, like, the crime to be, like, so removed from who this guy was, that
Mm.
I was trying to use the personality as the main connection point.
Mhm.
But yeah, okay. Alright,
I
I'm
think
primed now for the second
no,
one.
no, no. I think you should use that in the next one.
Okay. Use this approach in the next one. Okay, alright.
Yeah. Okay. So the next hobby is outdoor survival, traveling, and construction slash woodworking. Did the hobby help the police? It said indirectly.
Okay.
If you want to take a guess here, I will let you, and then I can elaborate on what indirectly means. And if you want, you can change your answer after that, or I can elaborate now.
Okay, so you said this is a survivalist, construction, woodworking, yeah,
Traveling.
and traveling. Okay. Alright, what am I imagining here? Okay, okay, I'm imagining if they were alive right now, Insta influencer, traveler dude who has his own projects, that he wants to, like, show off to everybody. Okay, he's very, like, out there, he's very, like, "I go out and live in nature, yada, 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 look at me." Okay. Now, indirectly, this helps the police find him. I don't know what that would be, because the survivalist part would be like, maybe they found a body near a place that he was, like, camping or something, or woodworking. No, woodworking wouldn't help with that. Traveling?
I'll tell you right now, because you said if this guy was, like, kind of committing crimes today, so you said Instagram and stuff. Let me tell you,
Yeah.
he's not a social media influencer. He was born in the 70s,
Okay.
so if that gives you any help.
Kind of, kind of.
And if
Okay,
you
so
want, I can elaborate on the indirectly part.
I think I need some elaboration on that one, yeah. I'm not
Okay,
sure what indirectly means.
so I'll tell you this, this guy was very good at not keeping paper trails. But what happened is the travel records of travel and financial records helped the police. So he was very off paper, but he didn't understand that, records can be kept in variety of ways,
Okay,
not just
okay,
a paper trail.
okay. Mans is a killer.
But yeah.
This one's also a killer. Okay.
Mhm,
This one's a serial killer who likes to travel around and thinks he won't get caught.
mhm.
Yeah. All right, cool. I have this one pegged.
Okay. Do you wanna add anything or you're okay?
Specifically women. That's who he would go after. Okay.
Okay.
And then
Alright.
that's it.
Okay, so you're looking at someone named Israel Keys. Israel Keys was born in January 7th, 1978. He was number 2 out of 10 children. His
Uh-huh.
parents and rest of his siblings lived off the grid because they did not believe in government interference like schools or modern medicine.
Okay.
There's so much more to his childhood and his parents and stuff, but I'm not gonna get into that. That's a whole different episode if anybody wants it. So they lived off the grid. The kids didn't go to school. There was no heat or electricity, and the family lived in an isolated forest in Washington. Keyes would later leave his family and a white supremacist church called the Ark and travel across United States robbing banks, kidnapping people, and murdering them. Keys was also known to hide kill kits. These are like Home Depot buckets containing weapons and other supplies he would need to dispose of the bodies. Raph has his
Okay.
hands on his forehead
No, I
and
just like There's no way for me to guess this. Kill kits? Are you serious?
That's why I said, like, he's off the grid and he has no paper trails. I'm
Oh,
coming to
man.
that.
Okay, sorry, when you started talking about, like, the way the family was set up, I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be something religious." He
No.
was going out, religious vendetta, something, but the okay, alright, please continue. Oh,
Um,
geez.
so he would hide them, the kill kits, in isolated areas far away from where he would be residing in that town. Um, like I said, no paper trails. It was all memory. It was in his memory where he kept these kits. No maps, nothing. Yeah.
Mhm.
So from the year 2001 and 2012, sorry, 2001 to 2012, it is believed that Keyes murdered 11 people, but the actual number is unknown due to his careful planning and placing of these kill kits. And I'm assuming like police haven't found all his kill kits yet.
Mm,
So you said that you thought like his victims were women.
yeah,
Surprisingly, Keyes actually didn't have a type.
mhm.
Everyone was fair game.
Okay.
Men, women, children, and, the actual number of victims is unknown because Keyes committed suicide some time after being arrested. So he did do a few interviews,
Mhm.
and then what was weird in an article that I read is that he didn't just confess, like, straight up confessed, of course, no one does, but he started to confess things slowly after each individual questions. So, as the investigators started asking more, he started to confess more, and it kind of took them by surprise. So I told you, like, there was no paper trail of where he was going to hide the kill kits or where he was going next. Okay, so what got him caught is that he used one of the victim's debit cards while traveling, and he was caught on the ATM camera.
That's, like,
So
the dumbest way I'm sorry. That is
yeah,
literally the
and
dumbest way for him to have gotten caught.
yeah, because of course, like, he didn't leave a paper trail, but he has no idea that, he could be recorded and caught in other ways. So, yeah, that was where I was going with that hint.
Well, actually, wait, um, if he okay, if he never planned for the bodies to be found, then I guess yeah, no, but people would still like say sorry, they would still report those people as missing, like the victims
Mhm.
as missing, which means any use of their items
Yeah.
is going to flag something.
But, like, here's the thing. Well, like, there's a lot of history of this guy that's missing that I didn't include.
Hmm.
Um, the whole flagging of using their items, like a bank card, does he know that? And someone who lives off the grid from once they were a kid, would they know that?
That's a good point. Yeah.
And yeah, that I haven't got too deep into his history, but when I was writing this, I was like, interesting. Does he know that this happens? Does he know ATMs have cameras?
No, probably not.
Mhm.
Okay. So the reason why I was thinking that his victims were probably only women is because of the traveling around.
Mhm.
You're going to all these different places that you don't know.
Mhm.
So I don't see you going after couples. I see you like stalking someone and then getting to know them enough about their schedule to do that and then run away. And
And I
most
don't think
likely,
there was
yeah,
stalking at all. He would just target someone and be like,
damn.
yeah. It was like kind of like in the moment thing. No stalking. Here's
Hmm.
someone, you're gone.
Hmm. Yeah. Okay.
There and then. Yeah, he's a pretty interesting case. Okay,
Wow.
last
All right.
one.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready, steady.
Okay, his this guy's hobbies are architecture, building designs, and business entrepreneurship. Did his hobbies help the police? Not really, but in post investigation it did, and I have a hint for you.
Hmm.
The hint is you've mentioned this person to me, and I think they're in the last meal episode, and focus on the architecture and building designs part of the hobby.
And this is someone I mentioned to you.
Mhm. Raph was going through his notes.
No, that would be cheating. I can't.
Architecture and building designs.
You know what? No, I gotta check.
Or just go backwards. Think what somebody who's doing architecture and building designs, what
Well,
kind of crimes would they commit?
killing people and then putting the bodies in the building, like in the cement. Yeah. They would always have access to construction sites
Keep
plan
going, keep going.
and planning. Were they in the mafia?
No.
Construction sites, burying people in cement into the buildings, into the foundations of the things that they make. It's gonna be really obvious once you say it.
I'll give you a hint. This happened in the 1800s.
There's a lot of stuff that happened in the 1800s that we've talked about.
1893.
1893. Hold up. Wait.
Google.
Jack the Ripper?
Ooh, he was assumed to be Jack the Ripper at some point.
Wait. No, I know. I know this. I know this because I'm pretty sure I'm the one who said that too.
Mhm.
Uh,
What do they do?
uh.
What do they do?
Well, I assume the work in in architecture,
Sure.
right?
Yeah. What do they do? Just tell me what the person you told me about, what did they do?
Are
Are
they a
you ready?
barber?
Huh?
Are they a barber?
No. Are
Shit,
you
that's somebody
ready
else.
for the name?
Yeah, I'm ready for the name. Hit me.
Oh, I'll give you the first letter. H.
Okay. Harry Styles.
It's all H. Nice try, though. He's probably devastated you said that. Um, H. Holmes, your phone did nothing.
No, I tossed my phone.
Your phone is innocent.
Okay. All right.
All right. So, H. Holmes, America's first serial killer, born in May 1861. He built an elaborate murder castle in 1893. He used his skills to create secret passageways in the building, hidden
Mhm.
rooms, doors, proof chambers. Bob's got his hand on his head.
I want to cry because it's so fucking obvious. Okay.
This murder castle was a hotel, and Holmes
Yeah.
lured guests or young women who needed work before murdering them, usually for money, but there were
Hmm.
other motives involved. Did his hobbies help the police? It's a not really because police used Holmes' blueprints, I guess, of the castle to understand how the crimes were carried out. But
Yep.
this would be after his arrest and confession, and probably after his execution as well. But Holmes was originally arrested for insurance fraud, and it kind of unraveled all his other crimes as well.
I was gonna say, just really quick, the moral of the story here, as with Al Capone, as with I'm pretty sure somebody else we've talked about, guys, do your taxes, do your insurance, anything where you owe people money, be very, very up on it.
Mhm.
Because if you're gonna do other shit on the side, that's the way they'll get you.
The money.
It's always the money.
So there's a theory that H. Holmes was also a Jack the Ripper because there was a
Mm,
time where he was not active committing crime in America, but that's when Jack the Ripper was very active. And then Jack the Ripper cases stopped and H. Holmes was back. But H. Holmes is a very narcissistic person, and it is also a theory that he actually didn't know about Jack the Ripper, or else he would have probably confessed to being the Jack the Ripper as well. Um,
okay.
yeah, he's a pretty delusional guy.
Understood. Understood.
So, those were my 3 interesting finds for hobbies.
Hmm.
There's a lot more, but if there's a different format that you think would be easier for you, let me know.
For me to know this,
Yeah, like if you want like a multiple choice format.
wow, a handicap. Yeah, I definitely need one of those. Yeah. But no, multiple choice would be very helpful, actually.
Yeah, we can do that for the next one, whenever that is. All right. Well, that's today's episode. It is a filler episode, because I'm not ready. But next episode, it'll be a fun episode as well. Again, nobody's violently hurt in the in my next one, and it'll be fun.
Bye
Have a good night, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.
bye.